Do you want to avoid paying hefty capital gains tax when you sell and avoid the hassles of managing properties? What if there was some alternative that allowed you to reinvest equity and gains, keep growing your wealth, and position your portfolio for the future? Watch this video and we'll hear what James has to say about that.
So what would be like the top 5 reasons, let's say, people would consider an exchange?
I'd say number one is they're just tired of managing the property. So being a landlord can be tough, dealing with the tenants, the trash, the toilets, the termites, all the terrible T's. At some point, they just want to get out of that and want to get into something better. So being a landlord, cash flow is always a big thing. People like to get better returns on their investment. And sometimes the write-offs that you have on an investment property, they expire, like the depreciation is gone. And so unloading a property to a better piece of investment property, whether it's for the cash flow, no longer being a landlord, a new depreciation schedule, or going to a different product type, right? I no longer want to own a condo that's a rental. I want to go into more doors. I want to go into a 3-unit building or a 5-unit building or a commercial piece of real estate. There's just different reasons. And it's usually because this property no longer makes sense and I want something better.
And the biggest benefit is actually in the name of what we're talking about, 1031 tax deferred exchange. So what is tax deferred? How in all those scenarios you just talked about, what's the benefit of the exchange?
I'm glad you asked that question, because let's just look at me selling a piece of real estate out here. I'm going to lose in the state of California probably 30 to 40 cents on every dollar of gain. So I want to unload an asset that no longer makes sense into something superior, and I don't want to realize any taxes. So that's the reason why I'm doing the 1031 exchange. But I want to get into that better asset, and I'm going to defer the taxes. But if we go and take it further, then we're actually going to keep that until we pass. Because in real estate, when you die, there will be something called a step up in basis, so that the beneficiary will never realize the capital gain tax. So yes, it's tax deferral from this asset to the next asset to the next asset. But if it never cash out, we'll never realize the taxes, not only me, but the beneficiaries as well. Dealing with tenants and dealing with rent control and dealing with all the problems that could ensue as being a landlord, we'll find a lot of our clients in the Bay Area built up a lot of appreciation. The property needs work. They're tired of being a landlord. They're subject to rent control. They don't want to pay taxes, so they exchange. Now, when we're talking about somebody who's owned it 30 to 40 years.
They have no mortgage. It's paid off. Their cost basis has been depreciated to almost zero, right? I mean, they're basically...
Well, and a lot of these people are retired at this point, and they have no intention at all to manage people on the next investment property. So what's the solution? Okay, I've got this property that I don't want to manage, that is underperforming, that needs work, and it's free and clear, and I just want some supplemental income that's easy. What we'll see is people sell the properties, let's just say in California, do the 1031 exchange. Number one, they're not going to stay in California just because it's not landlord friendly and because of what they've just gone through. So what's the solution? For people that have owned it for 30 to 40 years, more of them are going into passive investment assets.
So the main purpose of an exchange, what are some of the benefits that people realize? So this is with an investment property, not their primary residence. So this is an investment property when they're selling it, correct?
Yeah, so the 1031 exchange is only for investment property. Sometimes on a mixed use property, it is something that is investment and primary, but for the most part, you're right. It's investment property that someone's looking to unload and go into another piece of investment property.
As real estate professionals, we can help you navigate the process, develop a strategy, and connect you with trusted experts for guidance. We're not legal or tax advisors, and you should consult with a qualified CPA attorney before making any real estate or 1031 exchange decisions. My name's Glenn Allen. I've been helping folks for the last 35 years navigate this real estate journey. Check it out below. There's a link for a playlist that covers all the questions that I asked James regarding 1031 exchanges.